in class 9th. Today we'll be discussing the question answers of the second chapter of your prose, that is Gulliver in Lilliput part first. The question number 1 is, why did Reldressel visit Gulliver? Reldressel was the chief secretary for private affairs. He visited Gulliver to discuss the problems of the state, created by two political parties. The country was in great threat from external danger, so the king needed his help for defense. How did Gulliver receive Reldressel? Gulliver received him with honor and offered him to lie down so that he could properly speak to him, but Reldressel preferred to be held in hand during their conversation. What were the two political parties in Lilliput? What was their difference? High Heel and Low Heels were the two political parties in Lilliput. These parties were differentiated by the heels of their shoes they wore. The party that wore shoes of high heels was called the High Heel Party, and the parties with low heel shoes were called as Low Heel Party. Why was the government in the hands of the low heels, though they were less numerous than the high heels? The government was in the hands of low heels because the emperor was in favor of low heels and himself wore low heel shoes. What was the external danger that the country had to face? The invasion from the Blefuscu was the external danger that the country had to face. Blefuscu was the other great empire of the universe. What was the question of religious principle that gave rise to the war between Lilliput and Blefuscu? The religious principle that gave rise to the war between the two countries was whether one should break an egg at the bigger end or the smaller end. The ancient practice of the course was to break it at the bigger end. Why was the ancient way of breaking an egg prohibited in Lilliput? The ancient way of breaking an egg was prohibited because the emperor's grandfather happened to cut his finger when he was a boy while breaking an egg at the bigger end. How did the people take a new? There was bitter opposition to the new, and there were frequent rebellions on an account of it, which resulted in the death of thousands of people. What was the Emperor of Blefuscu's part in the internal troubles of Lilliput? After the imposition of new, many rebels escaped to Blefuscu. The Emperor of Blefuscu gave them his sympathy and encouragement, thus interfering in the internal affairs of Lilliput. He also charged Lilliputian emperor of making people disobey the old teaching of their religion. What was the teaching of their ancient religion about the right way of breaking eggs? The teaching of their ancient religion about the right way of breaking eggs was that all believers should break their egg at the convenient end. This teaching was given in the 54th chapter of their holy book. What is Reldressel's opinion was the meaning of teaching? In Reldressel's opinion, there was a question for each man to decide which was the convenient end to break an egg. What did Gulliver promise to do for the emperor? Gulliver promised the emperor to defend their honor and the honor of the country if there was any kind of invasion from the Blefuscu. ये आपके टेक्स्ट बुक के सारे क्वेश्चंस हो गए हैं. That's it. Thank you बच्चों. Have a nice day.